Whoa, let me get comfortable. La, 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 la. I don't know how many people are going to be coming in tonight, but I'm in my jammies. I have this awesome robe, and I am really excited. So, I have my notes, as I always do. And I just want to say a couple things at the top of this video. Hello, my name is Madison. This is the Madison channel, and this live is dedicated to YouTube growth. Now, this is my personal passion project called YouTube Tips for Lazy, if you know what I mean. And the whole concept behind this is to give accessible YouTube help to people who are starting their YouTube journey. And these are all things that I've hold up, child. Sorry, y'all. These are all things that I have learned during my first year of YouTube. Now, if you don't know, I just completed my first year of YouTube on January 5th, 2023. And so I learned a lot in that year. What people don't understand is that YouTube is it's a learning curve, it's a growing thing. You learn so much in quick succession. And in that first year, there's so many things that I had to pivot from, so many lies that I was told about growth, outdated things I was told about growth that I had to change when I originally got in the muck. It's one thing to plan out a YouTube channel, it's a whole other thing to execute a YouTube channel and be pushing for views, pushing for growth, promoting yourself. And that's a part of this series. This series, the goal of it is to take you from absolute zero to 100 in terms of understanding your strategy, understanding your YouTube concept, understanding how to market yourself, understanding thumbnails, understanding all of these things. And this is something that I didn't have when I was starting my YouTube channel. I got all of this information from trial and error and watching and putting together my own mixture of what I heard about growing on YouTube, right? So, that's what the series is dedicated to. This is my second live. I did one in January, and I'm going to be doing them at the end of each month. I would have done this maybe a couple days ago, but I usually come out with videos on Thursdays, so we're doing it in March, but I'm going to be doing another one at the end of March, so don't worry about that. So my first YouTube live was 5 things you need to do before you start your YouTube channel. And we went through all of those 5 things. You can refer back to the live playback if you want to watch that, because honestly, I loved it. And it was one of those things where it's honest 5 tips that you need to do. It's not some sort of like get vidIQ, get TubeBuddy. No, we're talking about how to prepare yourself emotionally for putting yourself out there. We talked about, the different things you should steer clear from when you're getting advice about YouTube. All of these things, how to come up with an idea for a YouTube channel, all of that. So go refer to that video after you watch this live. Like I said in that first live, this is a passion project. We'll see where it goes. I already got one of the sweetest comments on that video. It's the only comment on that video where someone was like, your video came in at the right time, and I've already filmed 3 videos. I'm editing my first one, and I'm going to put it up. And I was just so happy. If I can just inspire one person to do that, we're doing good. So, as I said, I'm sure people will come in and out. I don't know. This is only like my 3rd or 4th time going live on YouTube ever. So we will, get better promotion and all of that at some point. But I think without further ado, I just want to get into what the topic of this live is. Now, secondly, if you want to follow me, the links are in the description of this video. On any of my social media, subscribe to my channel. That would be lovely. We are trying to get to 10K in the first part of this year, so let's try and do that. And yeah, Also, look out down the horizon. I'm going to keep doing this because I'm going to obviously be learning new things as I go. But I'm planning on creating a YouTube workbook that me and my sister are workshopping right now that will also take you from 0 to 100 of knowledge about how to start your channel. Honestly, it'll be like I'm taking your hand and taking you step by step. So we're formulating that at this point, but it's not out yet, but that's something to look forward to. So, let's get into the title of this video, which is how Facebook groups will get your YouTube channel banned. Okay. Now, I know it's kind of an intense title. It's kind of like really intense. But the reality of the situation and the reality of what I'm saying is YouTube Facebook groups, meaning the Facebook groups on YouTube that are for YouTube growth, promote lots of toxicity and don't promote the proper channels to grow your channel the way you're supposed to and build on that foundation. And a lot of the practices promoted in those YouTube growth Facebook groups will ultimately lead you to get your YouTube channel banned. So let me go into my notes. Yeah, so when I first started, there's a girl, her name's Annie, I believe. She has really great YouTube tip videos, just in general. Hey! Nice to see you here. But she has really good YouTube tips, just in general. That's her whole YouTube channel. And I watched a lot of her before I started posting videos. And one of the main things that she said to do was to join a YouTube based Facebook group or Facebook group in the niche that you're trying to grow your YouTube channel in and start networking within that Facebook group. And she basically said, I gained thousands of followers and subscribers from these Facebook groups and all of this stuff, right? And so on its face, it seems like a good idea. You're going into a community with like minded people who are trying to do the same thing as you. And maybe you can find someone in your city to become friends with, or collab with, or an internet friend who will at least help you get one view on your YouTube video, or someone that can help you with advice. If you get a weird pop up on your channel from YouTube, you can post a screenshot and someone will say, I've been through this. This is how you deal with it. So, on its face, it is, supposed to be a healthy environment where people help each other. And probably earlier on, when not a lot of people were using YouTube, Facebook groups just to get subscribers, it probably was a very honest and chill space where people could just exchange ideas and help with thumbnails and things like that. But by the time in 2022, when your girl was about to post her first video, and I got this advice to start joining these Facebook growth YouTube groups and stuff, honey, it wasn't at all what she described. It wasn't at all what she described. Now, here's the kicker though. The YouTube Facebook group that she was recommending everybody follow was one that she co owned with another YouTube creator. And that Facebook group is called Woman of YouTube. Now, I have to say, out of all the shitty Facebook groups, that one is moderated the best because they actually do have moderators that come through and make sure the rules are being followed within the group. But on its head, it still is a space that I've seen lots of toxic stuff. I've seen lots of competitive stuff. Hi. I've seen lots of messed up stuff on that page as it stands, even though it's probably one of the best of it. But I say this to say, this girl on her YouTube growth video was saying you need to join this group if you're a woman starting a YouTube channel. I join it without understanding everything around that. The reality is, a lot of times these YouTube gurus, right, will say, join my Facebook group, join my Facebook group. And they'll be able to bolster their following on the Facebook group because they co own it. So this girl was saying, this is a way to grow. This is a way to do this. This is a way to do that. And so all of her followers, she had 100,000 subscribers at the time, had followed and joined her Facebook group because she had basically promised growth, networking, all. It's a healthy place. It's a wonderful space. This is where you need to be as a new YouTuber. But what you don't think when you're a new YouTuber is, okay, she's promoting herself. Because the reality is, a lot of times, the people in these Facebook groups who are promoting it, who own it, are not the ones that interact with anybody on that page. They're not the ones giving out tips. They're not the ones moderating to make sure everyone's following the rules. They're not the one, they don't even log in. When I've been on that, a member of that page for an entire year, she's never commented on that page. She's never helped people on that page. It's only the moderators that she has allowed to be a part of that page to moderate. But that's the thing, because at the end of the day, what she gets out of it is another growing social media platform that she can put on a media kit and say, hey, I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have 5,000 followers on Instagram. I have 15,000 people in my Facebook group, and put that all together in a media kit to show brands to say, look, I have all of these followers across all these different platforms in total. I can do a sponsored video for you. But people don't talk about that. People don't, and you don't think about that when you're starting out and you're desperate. MLM vibes, exactly. When you're desperate to get some nugget of advice to get your YouTube channel off the ground, you're trying whatever. If this girl who has 100,000 subscribers tells you that the best thing she did to grow her YouTube channel was to get in a Facebook group, honey, you best believe, as a newbie who was barely starting, I had not even posted my first video yet. I was in that Facebook group all day, liking, commenting, reading the rules, all of this stuff, seeing what people were posting, all of that stuff, and trying to, in kind of a false way, connect with these people on this page because she said that was like the secret to her YouTube growth. So that's what people don't understand. So, first and foremost, a lot of what YouTube gurus are telling you are one, outdated shit. And I just want to say this. The reason why I do this series and do these lives is because I'm taking you along. I'm only a year in. So this series is going to continue throughout the rest of my YouTube career. So if I learn something new, you're going to learn something new. If I know something to stay away from, you're going to know how to stay away from that because I'm learning as I go. I'm not a veteran. I'm not, and that's why I wanted to start this series now so that people can see, okay, this is her documenting her entire YouTube journey. And I know the new live that she puts up, those tips and that information are current. Because what I noticed in the YouTube guru game when it came to people trying to inspire people to get, make a YouTube channel and how to grow their following and stuff like that, is that either one, it's way too technical for beginners. They're talking SEO, they're talking, tags, they're talking all of this stuff. And yes, that information is valuable, but the reality of that information is you learn as you go. You know what I'm saying? And it's not as technical as people say. So when you're a beginner just kind of flirting with the idea of starting a YouTube channel, getting thrown into a video about the algorithm, SEO, CPM, all of these things, you're going to be turned off because it's like, I haven't even posted a video yet, child. I don't even know any of these terms. But then the other side of the spectrum are already big YouTubers kind of talking about how they got big. And what I find in those YouTube advice videos is that they don't disclose certain things. And I don't know if it's on purpose or if they forget because they weren't documenting as they go. The information is hella outdated or they're very vague about the information. So they'll just say something like, well, I just posted a video and kind of got lucky. And then that video went up and then I just posted another like it. And then it's like, well, bitch, that's not helpful because I haven't even posted my first damn video. And maybe I'm not going to get lucky. So can you give me more in between details, which is why I'm doing this in this way where it's casual. I'm in my fucking pajamas. I have my bedtime tea up in here. I'm just talking to you based off of what I just experienced last year on my first year of YouTube. And if you want any kind of information about where I was at the end of February of last year, I was probably 300 subscribers in. And now I'm at 8.3 8.39K. So it's possible. And let me tell you, I'm a nobody. I'm a girl who wasn't social media savvy. I had 500 Instagram followers. Like, I wasn't trying to promote myself. So it's possible for everybody to get to where I am in a year. And to be honest, I got monetized within 5 months of starting my channel. So what I'm telling you works, I promise. But I just wanted to preface all of that information here so that you understand what you're going to be getting from this live. So, anyway, back to YouTube Facebook groups. Okay. So, like I told you, a girl named Annie, I forgot her username, but her YouTube videos are actually pretty helpful in terms of structuring and planning. But she said, okay, YouTube, go to a Facebook group. I'm like, child, okay. So I'm on this Facebook group, and the first day I'm just kind of observing what are people posting, how are people posting, how are people interacting. That gives me so much of, oh, I'm so glad. I promise you, I promise you. It only takes a couple videos, I promise you. But I was just observing. Then I decide, okay, I'm going to post my thumbnail because that's what a lot of people would do in the group. They'd post a thumbnail and say, is this a good thumbnail or is this one a better thumbnail? That's what some people did. And so I was like, I'm going to post this thumbnail I've been working my tail off on, my first ever thumbnail. I'm posting it up. And if you look at my channel, you kind of see the vision I have for my thumbnails. It's like kind of like this, where I'm like my face or the picture that I chose, the still in the video, is within a photo booth kind of like outline. And then I have all the pictures on the background kind of in a collage style. It's my style. I like it. I posted it. And some people were like, I don't even understand why you would do it this way. This is really ugly. And then I was like, oh, I thought this page was about support. I'm getting hate out the gate. I was telling people, I'm so excited. I'm so proud. And the criticism didn't have the constructive side to it, which I think was the thing that kind of like was like alarm bells going up. Like, it was just hate. It was just like, this is ugly. I don't even know where to look. What are you even trying to do? And all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is not the Facebook group that I thought I joined based on this girl's glowing recommendation, child, but okay. And so alarm bells started to ring about the types of people in these groups and the way they interact in these groups, right? You only earn respect in those groups if you have a following. So if you're new, which is what the group is supposed to be for, and you don't have 1,000 subscribers, the watch time, you don't have at least a couple hundred, you know what I mean, people following you or subscribed to you, they're going to write you off. They won't even answer your question, or they'll be really rude about your question. So that's when I was like, this is weird. So I observed again and started seeing what people would post and how people would post. I joined 2 other Facebook groups. So I joined Women of YouTube Facebook group. I joined Black Women Facebook YouTube growth group. And then I joined YouTube for Ladies YouTube Facebook, which was the most toxic, and we'll get into that. So, yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. Sorry for the pause. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So some of the things you realize are the pages are super competitive. And I knew what I was going to do for my channel didn't even fit here. And that was the other thing that I realized, because most people on these pages are beginners. And it's beginners giving beginners advice. Because like I told you, the girl whose page it was that was saying this is the best way to grow, she's never on the page. She's not going live. She's not doing videos telling people what to do or what not to do this month on YouTube. The algorithm's changing. She's not doing that. She's hands off. So the only people giving real advice are other beginners who are slightly above you. So they don't even really have their shit together yet. So what you are met with is this competitive energy where you would see somebody say, oh, I just got monetized. And then people would say a fake congratulations and then post a passive aggressive like thing like, all these people who say, they just got monetized and they're not trying to help anybody on this page and da 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 da. And it's like the way this page was told to me was that it was supposed to be helpful and it was supposed to be a place of support and it was supposed to be kind, but people get real defensive and real passive aggressive on these pages. Now, like I said, the most toxic Facebook group page, and I don't even know if it exists anymore because the owner or the co-creator of the page basically paused all posting on that page by the end of last year because it was a mess on that page. But I'm just going to go through some of the experiences I had on that page. By the time I here's my journey. Took a step back because I was like, okay, first of all, these bitches don't know good quality thumbnails when they see it. Whenever I post a question, no one's answering it or they're being passive aggressive. Whenever I want someone to check out my channel or check out my banner and give their opinion about what, they like about it or they don't like about it, no one's doing it. Or if they do, they're not giving anything constructive. They're just like, I hate your banner. I hate this. I hate that. And then you realize, what I realize as an individual is, why am I going to these bitches for support when none of them are monetized? One, none of them are where I want to be. Two, and they don't see the vision for what I'm trying to do. Three, another thing that I noticed was I'm in the true crime space typically. It's like a mixture, it's mixing, I'm doing more different stuff now, but it's a mixture of social commentary and a mixture of current events, and it's a mixture of true crime at this point. It's a mixture of documentary recommendations and things at this point. But at the time, I thought it was going to be a strict true crime channel, right? So when I go on this page, and I made every page I went to, I said, I'm Madison, haven't posted my first video yet. I'm so excited to. This is my niche. If there's anyone else in this niche, comment below and let's try and I'll subscribe to you, you subscribe to me, and maybe we can just create a group of support and a web of support of just up and coming true crime YouTubers, right? Thank you, honey. I keep trying to keep it fresh. I always try to post new stuff because I just want to post what I'm passionate about at the moment. But true crime will always be at least 2 videos a month. But I would make that post. Either no one would comment or people would comment, but they'd be hella fake and flaky and not supportive and all of that kind of thing, or really competitive privately. And so what I also found was, in these groups of 20,000 people, 15,000 people, 11,000 people, even 3,000 people, there was never anybody who was trying to do what I was trying to do. There's maybe in total 3 people that I was able to have some sort of semi relationship with outside of those groups that were doing true crime videos. And that's another thing, because everyone in these groups, beauty, lifestyle, gym, mukbangs, family channel, that's all that's on those. And no shade to those creators, because I watch all of that stuff on YouTube. I'm a YouTube bitch. But it wasn't what I was trying to do. What I was trying to do requires strict planning, requires script writing. Every year, this is my second year doing it, I write all of my true crime scripts a year in advance. So what you're watching right now, I wrote in 2022. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, but you're just going on and trying on wigs, which is, I watch those videos. I don't wear wigs, but I like those videos. But how are you going to give me advice on how to build my channel? How am I supposed to network? You know what I'm saying? I find that people are more supportive on TikTok than YouTube. Yes, and we're going to get into that. But what I found was, it was people weren't supportive. The 3 people that were true crime people, and then all the rest of the people weren't even in my niche, weren't even doing long form, hour long at least videos, scripted, planned out, really meticulously researched. So the advice that I would ask for, no one could give me. So that's when the second alarm bell in my head, or the third, was like, bitch, you don't need to be on these pages. Because 1, no one understands what you're doing or is trying to help you. And 2, people are fake and phony. And 3, nobody knows what the hell they're doing. It's the blind leading the blind at this point. So I decide to kind of tune it out for a couple months, right? And I'm like, you know what? And this is what I recommend all of you guys doing because there's this culture of people who are helping content creators or content creators giving advice to other content creators where they're like, you need to watch these videos, you need to follow this person, they give the best advice. And what ends up happening is this school of just robotic people who are just like, I was told to post 3 times a week. And that's all I'm going to follow. And it's like, you're not even thinking for yourself at this point about what works for you. And then all of those people end up getting hella burnt out because it's like, you work, you have kids, you are in school, you can't post and edit and market 3 videos a week and actually see success from that because you're not taking your time and you're not quality controlling. You just heard someone say the best way to get monetized quickly is to post 3 times a week. And that's what I kind of like at that point, all of the noise of the Facebook groups, all of the notes that I had taken from all these YouTube gurus, I was like, okay, no one is doing exactly what I'm doing and where I plan to take it. So let me take a step back from the noise and think about what I want to do. Think about what's best for me and what I need to do in order to have one video consistently every week. Okay. And I said this in my last live. I don't know if you guys watch it, check it out after this one, where I said consistency is an illusion. You get on these pages, you follow these people, you watch their videos, and they say the average best time to post is this, and the average best amount to post is this. And it's these arbitrary numbers that may or may not work for your life, your content, your schedule in order to make the best video you can. Consistency is but a pattern that people can predict. So whether you're consistent by posting once a month, whether you're consistent by posting twice a month, once a week, 3 times a week, as long as there's open and honest communication with your audience about when to expect a video from you and what that video is, you can make your own idea of what a consistent schedule is like. What I knew was I was unemployed during COVID at the time. And honey, I miss those times because that money though. Okay. I was unemployed, making money from unemployment, and I was like, a bitch needs to figure out what to do because I want to work for myself. I don't want to work for anyone anymore. I need to have control over my life. I don't want to be unemployed again because of a pandemic. So I need to start doing what I always dreamed of, which was making content. But what I knew was I didn't know when I'd be monetized, how my first year would go, if I would like be a smashing success with the first couple videos or if it would take a while. And so I knew that I could commit to once a week. And I thought that that would work because one, I was unemployed and I didn't have much to do. So I can at least bank up videos to be able to post once a week. You know what I'm saying? If anything. And that to me was consistent enough. If you have kids, and you can't commit to posting once a week and editing, because it's not just posting, it's filming the video, editing the video, making sure it passes copyright, then also marketing yourself and marketing that you're posting that video. So it's not just you filming as much as you can and posting as much as you can. There's everything around being a YouTuber: graphics, thumbnail, editing, marketing, social media managing, promoting yourself as much as you can. And so what I knew was the absolute quickest turnaround for me to edit and do those things was only having one video a week. So that's my tip to you. Consistency is what you make it. If you can't commit, you have to. This is not a time to be aspirational. You can't sit here and say, I'm going to do 40 videos a week. I'm going to vlog every day. I'm going to post every day. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. This is not the time to be fake aspirational about who you really fucking are. That's why this series is called YouTube Tips for a Lazy Bitch, because I be lazy. There are weeks when I'm super, super productive. There's weeks where all I want to do is lay in my bed and watch a show. So I knew that about myself. So what does that mean? I create a strategy around how realistically I show up in this world. And that is I'm consistent for long stretches of time, and then I'm inconsistent for long stretches of time. Hint the lazy bitch part. So I'm going to make a YouTube strategy that allows me to be me in my natural raw form, and not for me to pretend that I can keep up and film a video every single day after work, film a video, all of this stuff. And I also knew I probably am gonna have to get a job at some point, because I don't think me getting big on YouTube is real. It's not a plan for me to say I'm just gonna do YouTube and not make any money, especially when the money runs out from COVID. So I knew I was gonna have to add a job or a part-time job into my schedule. My goal was to get monetized before then, and I did. But so that meant, okay, I can't do every day because I'm going to be working at some point every day. So reduce your expectations, filming and editing, and I can produce one video a week, a good video a week. And that's what I did. And that's what I've stuck with. You know what I'm saying? So basically, long story short, I took a step back from all of the noise, and I kind of was like, okay, TikTok is a place where a lot of people are getting big followings. And the way that the algorithm works is unlike any social media algorithm. In my opinion, Instagram is burnt out. If you weren't big then, it's really, really an uphill battle to get big now and to start on such a front facing platform to try and get as big as possible, so you can then use that following to promote your YouTube channel. Baby, that's already too much work. So you have to be strategic about what social media you take on to market. So I knew all the people that I knew, all my friends and everything. I'd post on my Instagram that I was posting a video or whatever, or on my Facebook where I knew I had family. But I knew that that group of people may or may not be interested in the content, may or may not listen consistently or watch consistently. So I needed to tap into my tribe, the people who liked the content and were going to come and liked my delivery and liked me as a YouTuber. So I needed to find that. And the best two places that I think for a beginner to dedicate their social media marketing to are places that promote evergreen content. And evergreen content means it's always going to be working for you and working for your benefit. On Instagram, I think it's a crazy statistic, but like you post a thing and a picture or video, and it's in the ether for about 5 minutes until it gets bogged down by the ads and the other bigger platforms and all of that. With TikTok, I knew that this was a surefire way to get my face seen to as many random people, and they would stop and watch the video or they'd scroll past it. But this was the only platform that was promoting absolute nobodies to be thrown in front of a bunch of people. And by that strategy, I was like, okay, well, because I'm a nobody, nobody knows me. I need to do that, and need to capitalize on that platform in order to find the people that will come to my YouTube channel, who will subscribe, and who are in love with the content. So, left the noise, decided to do my own thing. Decided to focus on TikTok. I made short videos. I did documentary recommendations. I'm gonna do a whole, maybe that'll be next month's live, where I talk about my TikTok journey. But when I tell you, TikTok was integral in my growth. Okay. So I started taking TikTok seriously this month last year. And I was posting inconsistently for a while, but I was like, okay, I had a lot of things happened in this month. Let me just break it down. I had a Scientology video on John Travolta go viral. That was my first video to go viral on TikTok. And then on top of that, I called into the H3H3 podcast after the Will Smith slap. And I called in and I debated with Ethan. And in the comments below that live, I said, thank you for having me on. It was so great to be able to speak to you. Da 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 da. I love the podcast. Everyone has their own opinions, but if you're curious about my true thoughts about it, I also have a YouTube channel, and here we go. I got followers from there, and then I started to see as well followers from my viral video about John Travolta. Now, that video was a slow burn. It was nothing at first, and then every week it consistently grew to almost 1 million at its peak. It still gets traction to this day. I haven't checked that. But this month last year, I was like, I'm getting followers from TikTok. And that's when I realized, like, this is the way. I'm getting followers directly from TikTok. People are seeing my videos and they're following quicker than Instagram, than Facebook, than YouTube itself. I was actually getting people to go off of TikTok to go watch my long form content. And I could see the growth, the growth. So I was watching this kind of bubble and I was like, I need to focus. All I'm going to do is focus on TikTok. And that's another piece of advice. Like I said, another live will go into my whole TikTok strategy and journey. But these are tidbits that I think you guys should know. So basically, saw that and I honed in on one social media. That's the other thing that people do. And that's the other thing that these Facebook videos will get back to the Facebook groups. But you need to focus on that one social media that you think will work best for you with minimal extra effort from you. To me, it was TikTok. To you, it might be Pinterest, depending on your demographic. I think those are the main two that do the best they can to help the consumer and help the people using it. But if you want to try Instagram, that's on you. If you already have a following, that's on you. These are all on you. So that happened. Then May last year, I had a simple TikTok. It was a 15-second TikTok. It was one of those I was busy thinking about, and then you have all the pictures and stuff. Boom, boom. First day, million views. It's almost at, I think it's probably at 10 million views at this point. First day, 1 million views. From that singular video alone, I monetized my channel. From that one video and the subsequent videos of me teasing what my YouTube video was going to be about. I'd always say I'm doing a full length video on Agent Orange. Check out my YouTube channel. You can check me out here. This is my name. From that single video, I went from 300 subscribers where I'd been stuck. It was like maybe 400 actually at that point. 400 subscribers where I'd been stuck to over 1,000. I think at like 1,200. And I got all of my watch time hours from that one TikTok. And again, we'll talk about TikTok next month. But what these Facebook groups will tell you is, and what these YouTube gurus will tell you about these Facebook groups is, this is how you get thousands of subscribers, is by joining these groups. And here lies the problem. Look at this metaphor and, let me know if you understand it, okay? Say you are in a trade, you're a dentist, and they're having a dentist conference. So everybody who's a dentist in whatever local area, part of whatever dentist, national dentistry group, is going to be descending on this one place to go to panels, to get educated on being a dentist, whether it's how to get more patients, what's the new technology in the space, all of these things. So what you realize though, is online, these Facebook groups are like those fucking conferences. Everyone in there is trying to make their YouTube go viral. Everyone there is trying to get monetized. Everyone there is trying to be a YouTube content creator. So you're not selling shit to nobody. That is not the place where you are going to get your people who are going to monetize your channel, who are going to watch every video, who are going to interact with every video and comment, who are going to watch your ads, who are going to buy your merch. These aren't those people, because everyone here in this Facebook group, they're trying to think and do the same thing you are. They're trying to get that one nugget of information to take their video from 0 to 100. Let the YouTube gurus tell it. They got thousands of subscribers from those pages. Let me tell it. Don't nobody want to subscribe to your damn page on that Facebook group unless you're subscribing to theirs. So what they're telling you on the outside is, this is a great strategy for marketing. This is a great strategy for networking. It's all of this stuff. But all the dentists that go to that dentist conference are already dentists. They're just trying to learn more stuff to sharpen their craft. But they're not going to look at you and say, will you become my dentist? I want to become a patient of yours. They're trying to get patients into their dentistry. So for them to sell it as that, when in actuality, it really should be a place where people are asking for advice, asking for tips how to, the best way to get a copyright thing dismissed and how to dispute this and the best link for videos and the best editing and the best camera and the best ring light and here are the tips of this. If you like my background, this is where I got it. That's what these Facebook groups should really be and should be marketed as. But what they're telling you is that this is where I got thousands of subscribers from. So you as a beginner, you're green, you're naive, you go into it and you're like, well, if she got thousands of subscribers, she has 100K, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to get 200K because now I know earlier than she knew that this was a place to get the subscribers. There are too many cooks in the kitchen, love. Everyone there is trying to make their YouTube channel grow, and everyone in there is trying to get the information to get their YouTube channel to grow. Do you really think they're going to be watching your content? Do you really think this is your core audience that's going to be buying out all your merch and watching every video and liking? No, they're here for the same purpose you're here, which is to grow. Which leads me to one of the most toxic aspects of Facebook groups, which is sub for sub. And this categorically will get your YouTube channel banned. Okay. This is one of the laws or the regulations on YouTube. If they notice that your channel is doing sub for sub, and if you don't know what sub for sub is, it's subscribe for subscribe, kind of like follow for follow or like for like. But basically, I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. Because what YouTube wants is the reason why YouTube has these standards of 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers, all of this stuff. The reason why they do that is to vet out the people that can't do that so that they can actually give money to the people that have a proven concept, right? So you work for free, you prove that you can amass a following, you can amass subscribers, you can amass people who actually also want to watch your videos, then they'll start paying you because we're not going to just be handing money out to nobody, especially if you can't hold your flame. So what people like to do in these Facebook groups is they only think about the numbers. There's 1,000 subscribers that I need in order to be monetized, and there's 4,000 watch hours that I need in order to be monetized. This Facebook group is full of 20,000 people. So if 20,000 people subscribe to my channel and 20,000 people watch my video, that's an hour long, I will be monetized. And that's how people are taught or told to look at these Facebook groups as like a gold mine of undiscovered ways to grow your YouTube channel. The reality is you find a lot of people on there doing sub for sub, and YouTube doesn't like it because it's essentially like a bribe. I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. But that's no guarantee that that subscriber is one, going to stay and watch all your videos. Two, going to interact and watch all your ads. Three, gonna even come back. It could just be a ghost subscriber. And they're trying to vet out people who do that because that's not proof of concept. You're trying to cheat the system that they made specifically in order to make sure and vet the people that really deserve the money and people who are falling short of what they need to do in order to get to the money. You know what I'm saying? And so you find that everyone on these Facebook groups are obsessed with these numbers. 1,000, 4,000. You see it all the time. I'm this close. Da 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 da. Why isn't people subscribing? I woke up and lost 10 subscribers because you guys aren't genuine. And that's how toxic these groups would become. Now, here's the thing. When you participate in subscribe for subscribe, and I'm not coming off of a high horse, baby, I did it too. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know which way was up. You're going to support me, I'll support you. You don't get fooled and trapped, and that's not a marketing strategy. I'm glad that I found you, Madison. I look forward to your content. You're a breath of fresh air, and I'm loving it. Thank you, lovely. But what you find is, one, a lot of those subscribers are going to unsubscribe to you the next day once they get your subscription. All those subscribers aren't going to watch your videos. They're just doing that because they're just subscribing to you in order for you to subscribe to them. Three, they will And because of that discrepancy, you start to kill your channel slowly from the start. What does this look like to YouTube? You have the 1,000 subscribers because you've done sub for sub for years. You finally reach 1,000 subscribers, and then you have 2 hours of watch time. Because people don't understand, it's not just the subscribers, it's the 4,000 hours of watch time that's the monster. Because that's what really separates the men from the boys, okay? You need to get that following, but also show and prove that that following actually watches your fucking videos, which is the hardest part. And people always find that out too late. They think if I get the 1,000 subscribers, the watch hours will come together. It's much harder to get the watch hours because people have to actually watch your content for an hour. And you're not going to find those people in these Facebook groups. These people in these Facebook groups are looking at you and they're saying, oh, you're new? Okay, well, I'll subscribe to you if you subscribe to me. Next, in a week, after you forgot about them, they're unsubscribing and you're down 10 subscribers that you had to watch videos for, subscribe to their channels for. And they end up ultimately being ghost subscribers because they're not following you because they genuinely want to know about true crime, in my case, BIPOC true crime stories. They're following you to get the subscribe, to get you to subscribe to their fucking channel. So once they get that, they either unsubscribe in the night. YouTube either unsubscribes them because they know that you're doing sub for sub, or they stay subscribed to you, but they never watch a single video. So you look goofy because you have thousands of subscribers and you have 1 hour of watch time and you're wondering why you're not monetized. Baby, that's the reason. This isn't a marketing strategy, even though they try and sell you on that. Being in a YouTube Facebook group is not a marketing strategy. You are not thinking about how to specifically package and brand and mark your stuff. Slow organic growth is better because you have true fans. Exactly. You're not forcing yourself to get creative about how you market, forcing yourself to get creative about your thumbnails, forcing yourself to change up what you're doing and try different things to see if that'll get more people. You're not actually strategizing. You're just going into a Facebook group with a bunch of other YouTubers who are trying to make it, who are trying to get to their mark. And here's the other thing that people don't tell you, or don't talk about openly when it comes to this YouTube help stuff. Getting when you're first starting, that is the most those two numbers are so daunting. 1,000 people to subscribe. So you have to not only interact and have your content interact with 1,000 people, and they also need to want to subscribe to you, but they also need to watch every single video for an hour in order for you to at least get monetized. The true reality is, and this was a harsh reality when I got monetized, y'all. When I got monetized, you realize how little you actually make in monetization. You do. And you think to yourself and you get a little depressed because this whole time you're like, I need to get monetized. That's my goal. Sorry, I'm winded. Thank you. This whole time when you're starting, you're like, these numbers were so big and I'm chipping away at this goal. This goal is this. You get there and you realize you're making sense from a view. You're making sense from people interacting and watching the ads on your video. You're making sense. And what you realize is, okay, now I'm here. And the reality is that monetization goal that you were like thinking was impossible for you to reach, you've reached it, which is great. Claps for you. But this is the floor now. Now you're monetized. Now the game is scaling up, finding thousands of people to follow you so that when you do post a video, you get the right amount of views to get the right amount of money for you to start growing and investing and being able to branch out and maybe eventually quitting your day job. But when you really see behind the screen and see how much actually you make off a video from people watching your ads, you realize the sheer amount of people you have to attract to your channel in order to get that money and in order to live off that money. Then on top of that, you have to be like, okay, I have to keep these people here, keep these people entertained. And then on top of that, I need to be able to make this amount of money consistently. It's daunting, but it's exciting. I don't say that. I just want you to understand. I'm always going to be real with you about the realities. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. It's hard to get to that monetization, but then you look around and you're like, well, now the real work begins, because that was just me stepping into the threshold. I've proven myself to YouTube to get money, but now I have to work my tail off in order to get the monthly threshold of 100. Because that's the other thing. Yeah, they don't really tell you. They just say, get monetized. This is how you get monetized. The reality is, in order to see the money you make off of the YouTube video, every month you have to reach the $100 threshold, and that's how you get your money. So if you don't reach $100 in that month, it gets added on month after month until you reach $100, and then they'll pay you. You have to have at least $100 every month made by views and AdSense for you to get $100 every month. So just understand that. This is just real tea. Okay, so we talked about sub for sub. What's the next thing? Okay, yes, I kind of already talked about this, but I will round it out because this is the last thing. You can get your YouTube channel officially banned by YouTube by doing sub for sub. And that's what I meant by the title, because that's what is promoted in these groups in terms of YouTube growth. And that's all they tell you. The second thing is you might slowly kill off your channel by exactly what I've described. Unsustainable YouTube growth, not trying to build a good foundation of subscribers and followership, not building community amongst those people, and burning yourself out because you're listening to what everyone is telling you on these YouTube pages. You have to learn, and this is what I said in my last live, you have to be delusional and confident, so confident in yourself, and stand firm and trust your decisions. If you run into a problem, maybe that's when you ask someone on the Facebook group, hey, what did you do to get out of this? Does anyone see this? Did anyone have this issue before? What do I do? But you can't be easily swayed by people's opinions, or else you will never come out with your YouTube content. If you're looking for people to say, this is amazing, put it out, you're going to be paralyzed by fear, and you're going to burn yourself out. If you're so easily swayed by what people are telling you should do, like, 3 videos a week, you need to be on those Facebook group pages and interact with people to make friends and network, and you need to make a group of people that you can trust to watch your videos every time. Like, if you're focusing your time in the wrong places, which is what those Facebook groups really are, you end up focusing your time that could be better spent building up a TikTok following, that could be better spent figuring out YouTube shorts, that could be better spent really honing in skills that you can produce and reproduce multiple times in order to keep growing exponentially. But instead, you're in this Facebook group and people are being mean to you, and people only will subscribe to you if you subscribe to them, and you're not seeing any growth. You're taking 10 steps forward. You're working day and night to get a few people to subscribe to your channel in those YouTube, Facebook groups, only for them to all unsubscribe to your channel. It's not worth it. So either YouTube is going to ban you because you're doing sub for sub, which they don't like, or you're going to ban yourself by burning yourself out by the fake falseness and the strategies that people tell you in these groups to follow. What I'm going to, in conclusion, because I've been pontificating for almost an hour, in conclusion, what I will tell you is this: you need to be confident in yourself. If you are going to be doing this and taking this road, this is a road less traveled for a reason. You need to be confident in your niche. That doesn't mean you can't float around like I do, but you need to be confident in your niche. You need to be confident in your point of view. You need to be confident in your eye for design. You need to be confident in how you speak and how you come up with ideas, or else you will fall into the trap of these YouTube, Facebook growth groups, and you will live and die in that group. Your channel will live and die in that group, and you'll never reach monetization. The only way for you to reach those heights and to get monetized is for you to be confident in yourself and for you to figure out what works for you. There's not a one size fits all of YouTube, or else everyone would be a content creator. You cannot skirt the hard individual work necessary for you to build your strategy. And all that comes with trial and error. I tried the YouTube, Facebook groups. They were an error for me. And what I found was a lot of people in this YouTube, Facebook groups that still are trying to make it happen in those YouTube, Facebook groups either are very rude and competitive with you, or when you actually come back to those Facebook groups with advice, they're super defensive. So here's my conclusion. I joined the YouTube, Facebook groups, took a step back, saw success, got monetized in 5 months from TikTok. Then, double whammy, July, I got the biggest video I have yet. I did a TikTok about a documentary called The Girl in the Picture. A family member of the girl in the picture reached out, and I did an exclusive interview with them on my YouTube channel. That is a video that has, I think, 20K views, all from TikTok, all by myself. All me figuring out what videos worked for my audience, growing my TikTok by myself. Okay. So, what I'm telling you is after that, I came back to the Facebook pages, and I was coming in there on a white horse trying to be a captain save a hoe. I was trying to get on there. If someone would say something like, these YouTube, Facebook groups are useless. You guys are useless. You don't help anyone. There's no genuine support. I'm looking for people to support me, sub for sub, all of this stuff. I would come in and say, I'm going to tell you now, that's not how you grow. You should go to TikTok. You should be on TikTok. If you're new, you should be on TikTok. I would be commenting on these Facebook groups like, no, bitch, don't fall into the trap of the Facebook group. Go to TikTok. Make a TikTok, please. I'll tell you, I'm now at 4K subscribers off of my TikTok alone. Do it, do it, do it. And what I would be met with on those pages, when I would say, go to TikTok. Here's my advice. I got monetized in 5 months from TikTok. It's proven. I'm telling you, it's the best way to grow as fast as possible. You can't be on YouTube without having a TikTok at this point. People would be in the comments of that, little statement and say, what do you know? I'm doing me. I like to do it this way. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't want this advice. TikTok. Now I have to have another social media platform. And what you realize is the years of scraping and surviving in those YouTube, Facebook groups make bitches bitter. People will be on those Facebook groups for years. Like I said, your channel will live and die in those Facebook groups and have only reached 300 subscribers, which is fine, which is an amazing, amazing accomplishment. But that's not where they want to be. And they're not making this YouTube channel to only have 300 subscribers. So when you comment stuff in the Facebook group and say, don't do this, don't do sub for sub, this is what I learned, you should do this, you should do that, giving helpful suggestions, I was immediately met with defensive, bitter people in those comments. I was threatened. Someone was like, don't come to New Jersey, bitch. I was threatened. I was, accused of a bunch of stuff, bragging, all sorts of stuff. What they don't like to see is you being successful. And you find that these Facebook groups end up breeding this very specific type of person that's very defensive and sensitive. And if you go back to my first live, I talk about that. And one of my first things that you should do out of the 5 things I say you should do before starting a YouTube channel is get your mindset right, because you're not an expert. You're starting. There's a learning curve. YouTube is about 5, 6, 7 jobs. So to think that you know exactly what to do after posting your first video, bitch, you don't know anything. And that's okay. Embrace it. Be open to getting suggestions and advice from all spaces. If I post that, maybe it wasn't meant for you. You don't have to comment and be defensive, but maybe the next bitch that sees that will stop being on that Facebook group, make a TikTok, and start posting consistently. I don't know, but I posted that after I came back, after being monetized, after having thousands of views on my videos and getting to that place. I went back and I was like, this is how I did it. This is how I did it. And when I tell you those bitches didn't want the secret sauce, they didn't want it. They didn't want it. They didn't want to hear it. And that's why I say these places are toxic, because you get so caught up and so bitter. You get only caught up in your numbers. You're not even thinking about quality. You get very caught up in what everyone else in the page is doing. Oh, this bitch got monetized this week. Her second channel got monetized and I can't even get past 200. And that mindset corrodes you from the inside out. And you burn yourself out. You get bitter. You get mad. And you end up crying to the subscribers that you do have, blaming them for not interacting with your content as much as you should. When in reality, you're just posting it to a bunch of YouTubers who are trying to make it, and you're not even doing your due diligence to make that YouTube channel pop in. And on that note, that's all I have for y'all today. If you didn't see the full live, it's an hour long. So when it'll post up later. So definitely check it out. I had so much fun. I will be going live at the end of March again. And I guess in that one, I'll either talk about TikTok. I'm not sure. I might talk more in depth about sub for sub. We'll see what the vibe is. We'll see what the people want. But that's what we're going to do. Like I said, this is my passion project. So I don't care if there's one person in this live. I don't care if there's a million people in this live. I'm still going to be making them because I think it's valuable information for beginners. Look out for my workbook that I'm going to be creating with my sister that is going to actually help you guys strategize. Later episodes and lives, I'll be talking about my personal strategy and how I organize myself to start a YouTube channel. But here we go. Without further ado, Black Lives Matter, free Palestine until it's backwards, and come back for another live. Love you.